I'm Stead. I play guitar in Punk Rock Factory, and this is
I'm Peej. I sing and I also play guitar in Punk Rock Factory. We are coming to Australia in November. We're doing, what are we doing? Melbourne, Adelaide, Sydney, and Brisbane.
I
Not
think
in,
so. Brisbane.
not in that order. Not in that order though.
As you say, Punk Rock Factory have just announced the best tour name I've ever heard, the Mortal Wombat 2025 tour to Australia in November. So for those uninitiated to Punk Rock Factory, guys, tell us a bit about you and what we can expect from your live show.
Fun.
It's always a laugh, man. Our shows are, I mean, the the main word I would call them is ridiculous, to be honest. Like it's full of guilty pleasure tracks and just good sing along stuff. And like we do play a lot of like cartoons and TV stuff and Disney stuff, but we're not, I wouldn't say we're a child orientated band. We're not the Wiggles, like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I do swear a lot. When it's an all ages show, I really do try not to, but fuck it, it's their own fault. They brought the kids out. Do you know what I mean?
They knew what they were getting themselves
Um,
into.
but yeah, like it's chaos, it's fun. Like we are. Do you know what? Like we love being there and appreciate being there just as much as the fans do. The fact that that people turn up night after night to come and watch us piss about on stage for an hour and a half, like it's fucking great. And like I think that comes across in it. Like we just beam in the whole time. We have such a laugh. Like the banter with the crowd. It's almost just like as if you're just in a room with a load of your mates and everyone's involved and everyone's having a laugh and chipping in. Do you know what I mean? It's that's the vibe of our show. It's like
Yeah.
I was actually going to ask you about that with the crowds. Like, how interactive is it with the crowd? I can imagine a show like yours, there'd be a lot of engagement.
Very,
always
very.
like
Yeah.
one of us will end up talking to someone in the crowd and then all of a sudden it becomes a thing and we'll bring people up on stage and like yeah, there's loads of elements to the show where like we just love getting the crowd involved. It's just
It's,
fun.
it's, a, it's one of the main parts of the show because it would be a shit gig if we just went out and played the songs and then went home. Like we need to bounce off that crowd. So when they bring their A game, we're on fire. Then it just feeds off each other, and yeah, it's a massive part of the show.
Right. Well, when
Yeah.
you talk about bringing your A game, what's your A game? Like, what do we need to do over here to make you guys go off your fucking chits?
Be loud, shout at us, and be nice. Like, but yeah, just give it shit and just bounce
It's
off the energy
funny
in the
though.
room. Yeah,
Absolutely. Like the thing is, like it's as much as we appreciate anyone that comes to our shows, when you hit a show, when you're doing a run of shows and you hit that one show and the crowd is like subdued and they just kind of like, yeah. And you finish a song and it's all a bit quiet and it's just like, oh, this is difficult to bounce off. I got nothing to bounce off because so much of what we do and what we say on stage is completely improvised. Like nothing is planned. It's different every single night, and to have the interaction and the energy from the crowds really just gives us stuff to jump on and spin, and spin off.
yeah.
Yeah. And essentially, you guys play 1990s, 2000 style punk rock, but you don't limit yourself to songs from that era, do you? You play just about anything?
Yeah,
Anything that we think works, man, we'll chuck it in the mix and see how it goes. There's a lot of stuff that we've tried and it hasn't worked, and there's a lot of things that we didn't think would work, and we love it. Like, so yeah,
Yeah.
anything's at risk.
So just to put it in perspective for people listening or watching, like you do everything from Michael Jackson to Abba to Bluey to Disney. Like, are there any sort of forms or styles of music that are more difficult to do than others?
Disney.
Disney?
Disney was insane. When you start breaking that down and you look at the chord progressions, it's not your straight up, forward chord punk rock songs. It's Disney and the musical theater stuff was wild to kind of
yeah.
work out.
They're like classically scored, so there's
Yeah.
absolutely no conventional sort of pop or punk rock progressions within them. So it's hard. But then they always, well, 99% of the time they always come out being class. Like we love them because they're so mental. But ones that are easy to do, but always for us always end up being a bit shit is
Yeah.
like stuff that's already alternative.
Yeah.
So like, you start dipping into, I don't know, whatever, Nirvana, Metallica, Green, like anything that's already got a bit of punk to it or that kind of alternative rock feel. It's really hard to make it anything else because we're not a million miles away from that genre anyway. So
Yeah.
you just end up being a covers band then. You're just covering the song as opposed to rewriting the song and making it a whole new thing.
And you can't beat perfection with Nirvana and Metallica.
You could have a better drummer.
You change one letter in drummer and it's drama. But what's the actual process of breaking down the original song and putting your spin on it? Like people that aren't musically inclined, how do you do it?
So there's actually this really cool bit of software. There's loads of them now, but back in a couple of years ago, there was one software that was kind of spearheading it, and it's called Moises. And you can stick any song through there, and it'll separate the drum track, the bass track, the vocals, and the guitar. So you get like 6 or 7 stems of this song, and you can mute them then. So what we'll do is put that through our DAW or like studio software, and we'll just break it all down. So I can just isolate the bass and guitar so I can hear the chord structure. When Peej needs to work out the vocal melody, if there's something hidden in there, you can just isolate that. And then we'll start putting MIDI drums over the top of all that, and just kind of MIDI drums, computer drums for those who aren't initiated. And then we'll just start layering guitars on it and all working from home and bring it all together and then see how it all fits.
Yeah, like the first thing is to structure it out, isn't it? So we strip it down in Moises, and then it's to work out a sort of structure for it, a basic structure, like what tempo we're putting it at, we speed it up, we slow it down, whatever it's going to be. And then it's like, right, how is this song going to flow? So that's why we always do the drums first, so we can kind of structure it out and get a vibe for it. And then, Stead starts chucking guitars down. And then as soon as there's guitars on it, he chucks it over to me and we put some vocals on it and decide whether we like it or not.
That easy, eh? And how do you actually know when you got it right, though? Like when you change an original song to something of your own, how do you know at that point where, we've got it where we need it, or we don't have to go any further?
It's usually at the point of guitars, isn't it?
Yeah.
You can structure it out with drums, and you can kind of get a vision in your head of how it's going to come together and how it's going to sound. But then as soon as the guitars go on it, even if it's just a basic rhythm guitar, it doesn't need any fluff on it. You can kind of sit back and just be like, this is boring, man. Like
what we've noticed is like we were trying to do stuff that was viral at the time, hoping that would pop on TikTok, and you put a drum track down, it's like, this sounds slamming. And then you go to put the guitars down and you realize with these pop songs, there's like one chord through the whole verse, or the chord progression for the verse and the chorus is exactly the same. So while the drums might be a little subdued and the chorus they lift up, when you do that in punk rock, it's like, if the chord structure is the same, it's so hard to make that go anyway. So the amount of times we put guitars on, and go, this is boring, it's piss now. So it's tricky sometimes.
Yeah, but then equally, we've got right to the end. We've done drums, we've done multi-track guitars. I've gone in and done all the vocals, backing vocals. We've got counter melodies, all sorts going on with the vocals. We've literally finished the track and then gone, I don't like it. Hit the red button.
So what do you do then? Do you throw it away or do you rework it?
Nah, chuck it.
Yeah,
chuck it.
So you think you do chuck a few out? Yeah.
Oh man, like we have got so many tracks that have never seen the light of day that are somewhere between half and 100% finished. Like it's wild.
Because at that point, we have reworked this so many times. Like it wouldn't have been just to try the first version of it. It'd be like, sounds dodgy with that chorus. Just change it to this, change it to that, and then there's still something niggling in us that we just can't get past. It's like, all right, fuck it, scrap it.
We are perfectionists with this stuff. Like, especially more. I'm even more so as it goes along, And if one of us isn't vibing it, there's obviously something that's not right. like we have had ones in the past where one member or two members of a band are like, I love it, this is cool, this is wicked. And then there's one or two that's just like, there's something, man, there's something wrong. And we'll go, well, let's try that, let's try this, let's try that, adjust this, let's add this, let's take this away. And sometimes you just get to the end, just like, I think it's a scrapper.
It's a scrapper. Here's your next album, the album of scrappers.
Your double album.
What's your actual selection process for songs? Like, do you focus on what's been popular, or do you do songs that you like, or you think the original is shit and you can do better? Like, what's
it's a bit of a variety, really.
Yeah, I mean, we've tried doing stuff. This is a big song, let's do that, and it never works for us. It's not our fan base. Like, people love hearing the songs they didn't know they loved, you know, the guilty pleasures, and you never see me singing to Take That, and then they're just screaming back for good. So, but yeah, what we kind of do now is, sorry, go on.
No, go on.
No, after you.
No, I was disagreeing with you.
Yeah, so it's like what we tend to do now is we have a theme. We kind of did that from the Disney album. Ever since then, there's always been a theme to our album. So before we start picking songs, it's like, well, what's the theme going to be? Is it going to be boy bands? Is it going to be 90s pop? Is it going to be musicals? And that's kind of our first port of call now when we're doing anything new album related.
That you're not going to say anything?
No, what? Just what he said.
What he said goes too.
Yeah.
Now, you guys formed back in 2014. So, what was your early vision for this project? Like, what did you want out of it when you first started, and how's that changed over the years?
There wasn't any vision whatsoever, man. It was like literally, it was just having a piss about because none of us were in bands anymore, and it was just like, let's just let's just have a laugh, and it just ended up being a couple of punk covers of pop songs that we chucked on YouTube, and they did nothing. And like genuinely, the PRF didn't really become anything until 2019. It was the end of 2019 we put our first album out, and then 2020 COVID hit, and COVID was pretty fucking sweet for us, bro. Like, obviously everyone was on the TikTok hype through COVID and that, and it just worked for us because we jumped on TikTok, we hit the socials hard. We were lucky enough that we could track and continue to do what we're doing, and we just battered social media, and we were literally on everyone's phone every time they went on TikTok, and our videos just were getting millions of views, and it's since then, man. It's since that first COVID lockdown in 2020 was when it all started, man. And so yeah, so it's only really the last 4 or 5 years where things have really stepped up, you know.
All right. Now, I hate to ask you this question, guys, but I think it's the only way people over here are going to put you guys in perspective. Like, Me First and the Gimme Gimmes is pretty much the only band that we've heard of over here that do what you guys do. Like, how similar to them are you?
I think we're extremely similar in what we do, but then stylistically we're very different as well. They've got a very signature way of putting songs together. They always go to that weird off chord and that kind of minor note and this kind of their standard thing, which is what they're known for in its class. We're very different. I think we, not in a better way or nothing like that, just very, very similar, very different.
Yeah, it's a very similar concept.
Yeah,
but with the two very different sounds.
Yeah,
like we are kind of the more. I don't want to use this word in a bad way. Like, we're that kind of more polished pop punk feel, whereas the Gimmies have kind of got that more kind of like old school punk feel to them.
Yeah. The way I gather too, like from what I can see, like Me First, the Gimme Gimmes, I love them. Don't get me wrong, but they seem to be a lot more structured. Whereas what I've seen from you guys, you're more ad lib, anything goes when you're on stage. Would I be right in saying that?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh yeah,
absolutely. We are. Our stage shows are ridiculous, man. It's absolute nonsense constantly. Every show is different depending on how the crowd's vibing and what's happened the night before, like, or what's happened that day. Like something could have happened to us during the day when we're traveling, or some kind of in joke that we've developed within the last 2 hours of going on stage. And yeah, it's just chaos every night, man, and it's always different. Like, so if you've seen us before, the show you'll see next time will be different, like 100%.
Looking forward. Now, before I let you go, guys, I've got a segment that I've started called Photo Bomb. So basically, I've trolled through your social media and I've come up with a few photos I want to know a little bit more about. And you guys were hard because there's a hell of a lot of photos that I could have come up with. I'll start on this one. Like, it looks like a pretty serious conversation over a shoe.
That was Teddy Rocks.
Yeah.
They are my son's trainers. Basically, I'm a massive sneakerhead. I love shoes, right? And I'd wanted those trainers for ages, and when I finally bought them, I actually bought them for my son. So I was just showing them to the boys, saying these are the ones that I've wanted for the last 18 months, and I still don't own them. My son does.
What's the name in the photo there? Looking through your photos, he's got some good facial expressions. He always looks like he's having fun.
Always.
Oh yeah, it's fun, man. Always fun.
The main reason I bring that up is because he's in the next photo and he doesn't look like he's having fun. It must have been pretty fucking cold.
Oh, bro, that morning was so rough. So we were on tour in Europe in November, December 2023. We were in Prague. It was obviously snowing. It was minus 12 degrees Celsius. That photo was taken at 7 a.m. in the morning because we had got woken up by our tour manager because while we were all asleep on the tour bus, the bus broke a drive shaft trying to drive up an ice-covered hill. Our tour manager and bus driver had been up trying to dig out the ice from under the bus and then they fucked the bus. So we then got woken up at 7 a.m. by our tour manager to telling us, bearing in mind we were all fucking pissed the night before, to get up, get your stuff together and get off the bus. There's Ubers waiting to take you to hotels. Everyone up, get all your stuff. You may never see the bus again. Make sure you've got everything. So it was fucking chaos, bro. We were just on the side of a road in the middle of Prague. Honestly, that's such a fucking funny photo to bring up, man. That was absolute chaos.
And you were particularly cold, weren't you?
I was so fucking cold.
Yeah, that's why I'm laughing next to you. You're just.
Thanks for your time. It's been a pleasure chatting with you. I will 100% be at the Brisbane show, and I expect to be drinking piss with you guys at some stage.
Fuck yeah.
Look forward to it.